Hey, everybody, we're back with the author of Yearbook, Mr. Seth Rogen. Seth, you've got your new book here called Yearbook. There's a story in here that's getting a fair amount of attention, and that's you and Judd Apatow going to Tom Cruise's house.
Yeah.
And him selling you on his religion. Can you tell us a little bit of that story? Because I would love.
Of course.
No one's ever tried to sell me on Scientology, and I would love somebody to try.
I know, and I was honestly, it happened like a few hours into the meeting, and so I was a little, I was worried that he wasn't, that I wasn't deemed worthy in some way, honestly. And so it was nice when the pitch finally came. But yeah, me and Judd were kind of summoned to Tom Cruise's house to talk about movie ideas, because this was at the peak of kind of when he was being viewed unfavorably, I guess, when he was jumping on the couch on Oprah, and he was
calling Matt Lauer glib.
Who would have thought after all these years that, you know, like, good on you, Tom Cruise, that guy. but ultimately, it was a time, I think, that he was saying he wanted to do a comedy, and so he was meeting with comedic filmmakers to talk about a potential comedy movie. So me and Judd went to meet him, and we went to his house.
Nice place, I'm guessing?
Very beautiful house, palatial estate, winding driveway. I met Baby Surrey, and this was the time that no one had seen Baby Surrey. It was kind of like a time when people were hypothesizing, like, is Baby Surrey real? Which speaks to how strange he was viewed at that time, because it was believable that he perhaps had a fake baby that was on the table, which is not something you want people to think of you, you know. But I went there, with Judd, and after a few hours, the conversation finally shifted to how he was perceived in the press. And he was talking about how, you know, it was, a lot of the stuff was taken out of context, and he felt as though the pharmaceutical industry was perhaps using their sway to control, alter, you know, make him look bad in the media, because Scientologists don't believe in pharmaceutical drugs.
I understand.
And so he thought he was damaging the pharmaceutical industry. And so that was the first time, like, Scientology came up. It was like, oh, because of Scientology, that's why they would do that. He's like, yeah. And then he looks at us and he goes, you know, people have a lot of misconceptions about Scientology. And if you let me tell you for 1 hour what Scientology was, you would say, no way. And, like, I remember thinking, like, do I say yes? What do I say? And I remember, like, Judd was there, and I remember thinking, like, is he going to say yes? What do we do? What do you do in this situation?
You have to say yes. Please tell me you said yes.
I said nothing, because I did not know. I genuinely feared I was not strong enough to get the pitch and not go along with it. I'm a big Tom Cruise fan. I would not.
Me too. That's like being taught about the Catholic Church by St. Peter.
Exactly. You wind up a Catholic, though. That's the problem. Yeah. He would get you, and that was my fear, is that he would get me. So I didn't say anything. How he would do it? Said no.
He would get you. He would get you with the tech.
Exactly. He'd clear my thetans.
You gotta use the tech, because KSW, and I mean that. So
I mean it too. Cross the bridge, man.
I stepped on you a little bit there. So you were ready to say yes, and Judd said no.
I looked at Judd, and Judd ultimately said he was like, maybe another time, and Tom moved on. But
well, I mean, I just want to know if Tom's watching. I really want to hear it.
You want the spiel?
No, I really want to hear. I really want to hear it. I'm really curious.
I mean, there's a whole go to the celebrity. I'm sure they'd be thrilled to tell you.
Not good enough. Not good enough. Tom Cruise. Celebrity Center's not good enough. Yes. And listen, hey, I'm a Catholic. I make plenty of jokes about my own religion, so I'm ready to hear about it I'm ready to hear anybody's idea of what, you know, what they think I should be believing.
Well, it involves aliens and volcanoes and hydrogen bombs. That's all I can say. Sold.
Now, you got a chapter in here about your first writing gig. You wrote jokes for a Moyle.
I did. That was my first job.
Now, the obvious first question is, Did he take your scripts as is, or did he have some cuts?
That would have been a good one. Well, what's funny is it did turn into a bit of a negotiation. He saw me do stand up and he gave me his card and he asked me to write jokes for him. I'd never been to a circumcision in my life, so I had no idea what. Yeah, exactly. I've been to one. I had a bad recollection of it, to say the least. And if I did remember it, I probably thought it was not an occasion for jokes, if anything, you know. And so he wanted some like one-liners to like warm up the crowd with, basically. And so he said he would pay me $50 a joke.
Wow, that's good money.
It's not bad. I thought, all right, 10 jokes is $500. It was like, I was in. Like that to me, that was great, you know? He picked me up from school in his Ferrari. He had a Ferrari.
Wait a second. A guy whose job is to cut a millimeter of skin off the tip of an infant's penis is driving a Ferrari? How many baby penises are we talking about here? What is the rate? What is the VIG? What is the VIG? What's he take off the top?
There's not even that many Jews in Vancouver. Like, if this was in, like, you know, Brooklyn or something, I would totally understand it. There's a very small number of Jewish people in Vancouver. It's totally crazy. And so he picks me up in his Ferrari. We go to a coffee shop, and I go over the jokes with him. And he first says, though, he's like, I only want to pay you for the jokes I'm going to use, which was up, I thought, because I was like, I was like, you can't. I was like, it's like going to a restaurant and ordering food and being like, I'm only going to pay for what I eat. Ultimately, like, you can't do that. Like, you got to pay for all of it. And so
I'm with him.
I told him, I was like, and he has a Ferrari, and I'm like, if you're going to be, I was 14 years old, so like, if you're going to be like entering negotiations with a 14-year-old over $500, don't do it after driving him to coffee in your Ferrari. Is all I can say, because I was just like, that, like, no, like, you are paying me the $500 you owe me, and he didn't have it on him, and I made him drive me to an ATM and take out the money and give it to me.
Wow. Do you remember any of the jokes?
I do remember some of the jokes.
Give me one.
I had one about, because my mom sent them to me recently. There was one like, he'll be the coolest kid in preschool. Like, not a lot of kids his age have been in a knife fight. That was one. There was one. It was like, he walks off stage and he's like, I'll be right back. I just got to go oil up the chainsaw. And I was like, that's not a good one. Like, but he liked that one. I was like, I don't think you're picking the right ones, to be totally honest. What's crazy, it's like, I honestly didn't think about this that much since I was 14, the last 25 years, basically. Last year, my mother was at a wedding, and she was sitting next to this guy at the wedding, by complete coincidence, the mohel, and it came up, and she was like, do you still tell the jokes? And he's like, I still use all the jokes at every single circumcision that I do. So $500 for 25 years worth of jokes is pretty good, I would say.
That's a deal. Well, those stories and more in Yearbook, on sale now. The author is Seth Rogen, everybody. Thanks, Seth. We'll be right back with a performance by Jack Ingram, Miranda Lambert, and John Randall.